Good evening, welcome to Home in the Shed.
That's better.
That's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but when you're doing a YouTube video, apparently you've got to keep going like this and you know, like
Flashing and
yeah, can't be bothered.
making signs and all that.
You want to go and watch one of them? Good luck to you.
Yeah, that's it.
Ain't happening.
Yeah.
I'm hoping tonight it'll be a bit more of a steady camera. For some reason, last week was all over the
Yeah,
shop.
it looks a bit seasick, isn't it?
Yeah, another little bit of a spooky.
Yeah, it seemed to be like sort of like as if we was on a boat or something,
Yeah.
like wobbling about, you know.
What was going on?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Christ knows.
Yeah, it made you feel a bit seasick when you're watching it, you know. But hopefully, it should be all right tonight.
Thanks for the views, by the way. Unbelievable amount of views we're getting. Yeah, you know, when we started before, it was mainly family and friends. Now we're getting a lot of people from the States tuning in, so appreciate that.
Yeah,
it's great for us as well, isn't it? You know, hopefully we're not doing a bad job.
No, obviously, you know, we must be doing something right, isn't it?
Yeah, don't get paid for it.
And people like our taste in bizarre films and adult content.
Yeah. Right. With that said,
yeah.
Do you know what? Let's go for it.
Okay, let's go for the first one then. The first one I got tonight. I watched this the other night. This is the
beautiful
the remake of Nosferatu.
Oh, was it? There was one.
Yeah.
So I just put on a little bit of weight actually. First fella was all skinny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's really good. It's this was made in 1979, and it's Klaus Kinski, the actor Klaus Kinski, and the guy who made this film is a German director called Werner Herzog, and
we'll put it up as usual.
We'll put it up, yeah.
Für die sich die Jugend begeistern mag. Ich liebe die Dunkelheit und die Schatten.
Jonathan, fahr nicht. Ich habe ein Gefühl. Ach was. Du wirst in Gefahr sein. Fahr nicht.
Er wird mein Essen. Ich muss heute noch zu Graf Draculas Schloss.
But yeah, it's good. It's quite. I mean, whereas the original one, the 1922 one, even though I do like it, I think it's brilliant, you know, and it's really eerie and gothic looking. This is more sort of like well, first of all, it's colour, and the castle where he is all like a really strange castle.
Is it still creepy?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, you can see Klaus Kinski. He looks horrific in some parts of it, and the makeup was done by some Chinese makeup artist or something who was like good at doing horror makeup back then in 1979. And he just looks really horrific. He does. Klaus
50p
Kinski.
for that.
Yeah, that's what it cost me. Yeah,
worth it,
50 pence. Yeah, but the girl in it is Isabelle Adjani, who's been in. She's a French actress, but she's been in loads of Hollywood films as well. She was in a film called The Driver,
right, with
Brian O'Neill. But she's really good in it, and it's what's good about the film is that it's like it's like the music in it all the way through. The music is like kind of uplifting, and sometimes you wonder whether you're watching a horror film at all. You're watching like some sort of like drama, but the bits with him, he really does look.
But you'd rate it
horrific in it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
because my favourite would always be the first one.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
but this does look good.
I mean, the director has obviously stayed true to the original story by having a lot of the same scenes and a lot. You know, he hasn't changed it much.
Never knew that existed.
But it is really good, and it's like I said, if you put a clip up and people can see, he'd always looked. Klaus Kinski was an actor. He always had a funny-looking, strange face. Anyway, you know, he's like kind of a character actor, wasn't he? But the way they've made him up in this, and there's another film, by the way, called Shadow of the Vampire.
Right. And
it was made a few years ago, and it stars John Malkovich and somebody else whose name escapes me now. William Dafoe.
Oh right, yeah.
And it's the film about the making of Nosferatu, the first one. You know, it's called Shadow of the Vampire.
Okay, brilliant.
And William Dafoe plays Nosferatu, and he's got that same sort of face.
He's got that sort of bone structure. Yeah.
And he looks quite horrific as well. But yeah, it's good. I liked it.
It looks really good. Yeah. As I say, you can't beat the black and white one, but that does look really good.
I mean, you know, I think that the first one is, and loads of people have said it. It's like it's in the top 10 of the best films of all time, isn't it?
Yeah,
a lot of people have said. And it's no sound. It's just like, you know, it was silent, but It's just
I think what
just
got me
so
in
eerie, you know.
Is the way he emerged out of nowhere,
Yeah.
like at one point, like
Yeah.
come through like these cell doors or
Yeah,
something, you know.
he just sort of like just kind of drifted in, didn't
Yeah,
he?
don't like that.
It was very eerie, like, you know. And like I said, watching it the first time late night on Channel 4, you know, it was like it was, you know, yeah, good stuff. Right, the next one.
Here we go.
I got this the other day.
What's that?
This is called Ogre. Ogre, yeah.
You can rid the town of this plague, then let it be done.
There will be consequences, gentlemen.
The risk is too high. The risk of doing nothing is worse. We are dying. All of us.
I, for one, will not sit idly by while my daughter wastes away to nothing. One life for all life.
One life for all. One life for all.
Yeah.
Look at that.
No donkey, no fairy tale.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
It's only a 15.
I know, yeah. It's
So what we got, Gal?
It's basically, the story is it starts off in the 1800s in this like this kind of like place in the States somewhere, like in Salem or one of those sorts of country, one in towns, you know. And there's like a plague ripping through the place, and they're all dying of this plague. And basically, the guy who's in charge of the village, like the mayor, his daughter has got the plague, and he said, I'm not going to allow my daughter to die. So he creates a pact with the devil, you know. So every year, they're all spared, they all survive, but every year they have to make a sacrifice.
Right.
And this thing, they tie someone to a cross, and this thing comes out the woods, you know, and just like takes them. But
is it quite convincing? The
the creature is not that bad, actually. I mean, it is animated. It's CGI animated
Right,
kind
okay.
of thing, but it is quite horrific, actually.
I've just seen a sentence there. Orgy of destruction.
Orgy of destruction. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when it cuts, it's a huge thing with these massive big shoulders, and its head is kind of sunk down. And the first thing I thought when I saw it was the head reminded me of that scene in The Thing. You know, when that head comes out.
Was it when it comes out the dog, or
comes out that bloke's and it like drops on the
it's
floor,
horrible.
and the legs sprout out the side.
horrible that was. Remember watching that in Andover Estate all them
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah. That head light and one of them legs popped out and it went
Horrible. Oh, I might have to watch that. Go on,
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right actually. And
Well, there you go.
I looked on eBay and I
Ogre.
think it's quite rare. I don't think it's because I typed in ogre and all other stuff come up, you know.
Oh, for the same director
And,
as Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I thought it was Australian or something, but none of the actors in it. I didn't know any of the actors at all.
Yeah.
But
It says here, 200 years ago, an incurable illness struck the town of Ellensford. The leader was forced to call upon the dark forces and cast a powerful spell to rid the town of its plague.
yeah, that's it.
The locals would now be immune to aging and sickness,
Yeah.
but in return, they would never be able to bear children or leave Ellensford.
That's right, yeah. Because
Can't
I mean,
leave.
these young kids, as is always the way, these young kids turn up, these young campers and that out camping in the wild, and they stray into the town, and you're thinking, well, what's going on here? Have they gone back in? Have they gone back in time or something? But it's not that. It's just that they're still alive all these years later.
Yeah.
But they've got this like curse on them, you know, and they're in this little pocket where no one goes, you know.
Like stuff
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
pretty good.
Reminds me of that Timothy Spall one where they could be born again.
Yeah,
That was good.
I
That,
like
wasn't it?
that.
Wakewood, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So-
Wakewood. Yeah, that was. We'll have one night. We'll have to do like a special on like newer kind of horror films, you know.
Well,
Because that was good. It was pretty nifty, wasn't it, for the time?
I think we've only got 1 or 2 more videos to go till we hit 50.
Yeah,
But
you
we
were
do
saying.
something a little bit special.
Yeah, but obviously we'll have to do a special, like, you know, we have to try and think of,
Maybe wear an outfit or something we could wear each, or a
do,
mask of some
yeah,
sort.
we could wear some kind of like, I don't know, like perhaps I could be Jason Takes Manhattan or something, or
Could be, and I
you
could
know,
be
Freddy-
Chucky.
Yeah, it could be Freddy Krueger, perhaps,
Or you could be Christy Canyon.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't mind, meeting Christy Canyon, but I don't know whether I could, it make much
Be
impression.
surprised he'd pull it off. You may do.
You never know, do you?
We'll see. Maybe we should have a vote on it. You know, what do you think we should do for our 50th episode? Let us know.
Yeah.
Comments below.
Anything you can think of like that we haven't touched on yet? Any particular type of
within
movies
reason,
or...
obviously, because we don't want any filth.
No, don't upset people. You know, we don't want to do that. Right. So what have we got here? Yeah. All right. Okay. So this is the next one. Right. This is the classic Cannibal Apocalypse.
I had a little preview on Facebook this week, didn't I?
My God, son, put it down. Cannibalism.
Cannibal Apocalypse. Yeah, I like this. It stars the actor John Saxon, who's been in just about every horror film you can imagine.
And not forgetting Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Enter the Dragon. Probably Enter the Dragon and Nightmare on Elm Street are the two that people would know him most for, you know. But he's been in loads of things, going right back to the 50s. But, yeah, I mean, this is... what makes me laugh about this is it's directed by another Italian. So it's not Lucio Fulci or Ruggero Deodata. It's some other guy we never heard of before.
Alexandru, no, that's the music.
Yeah.
Antonio Margheriti.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
No, I've never heard of him. Like I said, it seems like all these films from the 80s, these Cannibal, with Cannibal in the title, all seem to be directed by Italians, don't they? But it's quite good. It starts off with they're in Vietnam, and two of them have fell in this like pit, you know, and they can't get out. And obviously they've taken to eating human flesh, you know. You don't see them doing it, but that's obviously what's happened. And years later, back in Philadelphia, or wherever it is they are, you know, life's not the same, like, you know. And one guy comes out of prison, and I think John Saxon knows him or something from the army, and he goes berserk, you know. And yeah, it's good though. It's a typical 1980s thing, you know.
Antonio Margheriti.
Yeah,
I like the look of that.
It's good. And I like when I say original video nasty. So obviously it came out at the time when all you know, the videos were coming out. Along with all the others, it was banned, you know.
On returning home from the Vietnam War, a group of traumatised soldiers realise they've brought more than bad just memories back with them.
Yeah.
Infected by a deadly lethal virus, they soon find themselves consumed by an uncontrollable urge to devour human flesh. Slaves to their own sickening hunger and unable to suppress their savage cannibalistic ways, they roam the darkened streets in the city in search of victims to feed on.
It's quite bad, actually. I mean, you know, there's about 3 or 4 of them that are infected, and I think John Saxon, he's not as bad. I mean, he's got the vibes, like, you know, but he doesn't actually go through with it.
Always like John Saxon.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he was in films in like the 1950s.
Yeah.
And in the 60s, and he was in loads of like TV things as well. I mean, what was it I was watching the other night? I was flicking through on YouTube, and there was an episode of Fantasy Island, and he was in that.
The plane boss.
Yeah.
I think I remember that episode actually with him in.
Yeah, he was like he came to the island to find himself. He was with his wife, and he fell in love with this mermaid creature. It was a bit weird, you know, but the only reason I watched that particular episode was because it featured Dorothy Stratton, the Playboy model, you know.
That video I had of her, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Confessions.
it's just like she only made a couple of films, and there was one I was going to bring tonight actually, but I forgot. But I got other things. Yeah. But yeah, so I watched this, and he was in that as well. He's been in loads of stuff, you know.
I'll have to look at that. Well,
yeah,
you'll see from the trailer I'll put up.
Yeah.
Is it low budget? Do you think, or?
Well, I mean, it's not bad actually. It's quite well made. It's not as low budget as, you know, our usual stuff, but it's all right. It's good. Yeah.
Great.
Then on the other hand, this one is low budget, and this is called Joyride to Nowhere. And this really is low budget, and this was the one I got the other day. was out with my mate, and he said to me, "What sort of stuff do you look for?" He said, when you're looking for DVDs.
Who's this?
Paul.
Oh, was it Val Peters?
Yeah, and I saw that, and I said, "This, mate, this is the perfect thing, you know." And basically, it's straight away when I looked at it, I saw this thing, this logo, 23rd Century.
And did you see the 80s hairstyles?
Yeah, the 80s hairstyles, yeah. And that 23rd Century, I remember those coming out a few years ago and used to buy them in pound shops.
Yeah.
And some of the films were really bad. The quality was horrendous, you know. But some were okay. And
is this okay?
well, what it is, basically, it's the reason why it jumped out at me was because I recognised the girl on the front straight away. This one.
That one.
Leslie Ackerman. She was in that film Hardcore with George C. Scott.
Oh yes, of course, she was his daughter, wasn't she?
She was in the film, like, you know.
Yeah, was she the daughter? Or
I think
was she...
so. I can't remember, but I know she was in it because I recognised her face, you know. And when I looked on Internet Movie Database, and it said all, like, you know, what she'd been in.
Yeah.
She'd been, and she was also in an episode of Chips as well.
Which says here, bored with life at home.
Yeah.
And the restrictions of school. Two teenage girls decide to hit the road and get away from it all. They're on the run from everything.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a bit like what you're rebelling against, Johnny. What
Exactly.
you got?
Yeah, what you got, like, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to read the next paragraph there, it might...
Follow their exploits as they drive across America, encountering and fleecing gangsters, duping dirty old men, and hanging out with outlaw street racers, and driving as fast as they can.
Yeah.
As far and as fast as they can. Yeah. Directed by Mel Wells.
Yeah, he's in it. Mel Wells. He's like this massive, big fat guy. He's called Tank, and they're basically. It starts off with them. They're just bored, you know, and the parents don't understand them, so they just decide to take off to LA, and just, you know, I mean, it is really low budget, you know, but like it's worth watching just for the hairstyles, really.
But you couldn't even be bothered to finish the front. Look, the cover don't fit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, that's what we're after.
Totally low budget it is, but if you can find a little trailer for that, I'm sure that, you know,
we might struggle a bit actually this week, but we'll have a look.
Difficult to find.
Let's see how many warnings I get off YouTube this week.
But I watched it last night because I thought I've got to start watching some of these films before we talk about them, because otherwise you haven't seen them, so you know.
No, but you feel like you're lying to the viewers.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I watched that last night, and I watched the Ogre last night as well. But
we'll try and keep them in that order for when we do our list.
It was good actually. I mean, it was a bit naff in places, but it was quite. I mean, there was quite a few good car chase scenes in it.
Sex?
And no, there wasn't any. No.
Do you think that would have helped?
Disappointing, yeah. I think it would have definitely highlighted it. You know, would have definitely heightened it. But unfortunately, you know, that's what you got.
Can't win them all, can you?
Definitely not. Oh, so the next before I do that one.
Got loads tonight.
Yeah, I've got a few there. Right, now I had a result the other day. You don't often get Blu-rays in charity shops, but I got both these in a charity shop, and just for £1. I mean, and I can't watch. I mean, I've seen this before, but I can't watch them at the moment because I haven't got a Blu-ray player. But I shall get one. But I got both these, and they're both on this Arrow films. Yeah,
Vamp's a terrific film. I got it on VHS.
So we've got two there. We've got Vamp and The Baby.
Did you ever have one of those nights? Hey, where are we going? Doesn't matter. What counts is that you're my buddy. My day didn't start off too well.
Both Blu-rays.
Yeah. And good films. The Baby is just unbelievable. I mean, if you've never seen it, it's just totally over the top, you know.
The terror that rocked Baby's cradle.
I notice you call him Baby, and the case history doesn't show any other name. What is his real name?
Just Baby.
To Baby, life was not a giant playpen. It was a living hell. He wasn't allowed to walk, he wasn't allowed to talk, but he was capable of it. Baby is a full-grown man trapped by 3 women with no way out.
And it was on Movie Drone one night, and
is this some sort of fetish?
I just can't explain it. The thing is, it's got such a shock ending that I couldn't. People just got to see it.
I don't know if my Xbox One plays Blu-rays. I think it does.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Do you reckon she will?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be too much. Actually, I think she'd say, "Well, turn this off." You know.
All the front covers, a bloke being spoon-fed.
Yeah. But basically, the story of this film is that, and what's good about it is it's got a good actress in it called Mariana Hill, who was in loads of cult films, you know. And that girl on the front, I think her name is Anna Jet Coma, and Ruth Roman, who's like an old actress from the 50s. And it's a good film. I mean, there's good people, good stars in it, and the director is Ted Post, who done Magnum Force.
Right.
But it's just a weird film. I mean, it starts off basically Ruth Roman and her two daughters. They've got this house, and they're just like they're pretty sort of like unscrupulous, you know, have parties and that. And that's their brother, but he's in a cot. He's like an adult baby in a cot.
Is there any reason for it?
No, I don't know what it is. I think he's and she comes round to like, she's the welfare officer, and she comes around to investigate. And she knows that things are not right, obviously, you know, because he's like an adult, and he's like behaving like a baby, you know.
I suppose it's always a bit of a giveaway walking around with a
yeah,
nappy
of course,
on,
yeah. But I mean, and it's very psychedelic as well, because it was made about 1970 or something, so it's really psychedelic, and there's loads of like flashing lights and drug taking, but I can't say any more about the end, because the end, it's a shock ending, like, you know, which you're just not expecting if you've never seen it before.
What goes on in this nursery isn't for kids. I won't bother reading the story, so I don't think I'll be able to work it out.
But I remember when it came on, it was on, like I said, on that programme used to be on the BBC over here called Movie Drome, you know?
Brilliant.
And he used to show cult films, and I remember seeing that and thinking, blimey, mate, this is off the wall, this. But yeah, I mean, Vamp. I've always liked that film.
Great film. Grace Jones is brilliant.
Grace Jones, and I also like the girl in it.
Debbie Pfeiffer.
Is it Dee Dee or Debbie Pfeiffer? I think she is Michelle Pfeiffer's sister, isn't she?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
I think she is, yeah. And she's like the waitress in it, isn't she? But yeah, I really like that. I've always liked that film, Vamp,
Film to
anyway.
look out for, that one. Yeah, so along the lines of like Dusk Till Dawn, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know, that sort of stuff.
I mean, I had it on, like you, I've had it on VHS, DVD. I mean, I've got it on DVD indoors, but when I got that, I thought, well, that's obviously going to be better because it's Blu-ray.
Yeah, you
know?
do see a lot more colours.
But and I haven't actually got a Blu-ray at the moment, but I'll be getting one. So
cut the rare ones there, girl.
Yeah, I was pleased to get them. I mean, you don't often see. I mean, you do see Blu-rays in charity shops, but you don't see cult films like that.
Not like that, mate.
You just see the usual stuff.
Terrific, that. Well done.
Yeah. Right, and the next one we got is Breakdance, the movie.
Oh, mate. This is right up my street. This is.
We were talking about it the other day, weren't we?
You know, breaking can't be beat. It's the sound, the culture, the style of the street. It's a feeling that possessed by our city's youth, because they have true talent, and now you see proof.
You've got the talent.
She ain't no street dancer. As I say this right to you, you're a lie, my word is true. All of.
I mean,
yeah,
the colours, the outfits, everything.
Yeah.
Was it Crazy Legs, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
His name was,
yeah.
I mean, this is my sort of film.
Yeah.
That, Beat Street, Electric Boogaloo,
anything
like that.
Beat Street, I haven't got it. I haven't got it on. I thought I had it, but I haven't got it actually. I got Wild Style, got that on DVD, and I think I might have had Beat Street on cassette from when I taped it off of Sky Movies years ago. But this is the one with Ollie and Jerry in it. You know, Ollie and Jerry, Ain't No Stopping Us.
Yeah, brilliant tune.
And there's like it's good, really good film. It is.
And Lucinda Dickey, of course.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. And if I remember rightly, this particular scene where they're dancing, I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
But at the back here, and I think that might be him, he's dancing, and it's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, that's
in
right.
the audience.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was a bit weird.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Yeah, because I remember when I watched it. And you're not expecting it, are you? You're not expecting to see him, but obviously, you know, years later, fans of his and that. It's like when we were talking about what's the other night, weren't we, about Patrick Swayze, And he made a couple of the films, early films in like the 70s, and that he just like bit parts. You wouldn't have known it was him, but
that brings back so many memories for me. That does.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Living in the hood.
Yeah, but it's I think it's set in LA. That one. I don't know whether that's set in New York or LA.
I think it's LA because the streets were really, really sunny, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's.
I think it is set in LA because the Beach Street, Wild Style.
Yeah.
And there's another one, isn't there? They're all sort of set in New York, in the Bronx and that.
But it was so innocent. There weren't no politics, political or racism or anything. It was just dancing, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And I mean, it proves it when you listen to hip hop records and electro records from that era, and when you listen to the lyrics and that, like the Cold Crush Brothers and that. And they're all like bigging themselves up and that, talking about themselves, you know.
Yeah, or talking about where they come from.
Yeah.
You know, like keeping off the streets and stuff.
I know, but nowadays a lot of stuff today has become like it's just like violence, isn't it? They're just talking about violence. But back in them days, they were like talking about, you know, like the best trainers or something, or you know.
That was such an inspiration, that film. I mean, I loved that. But I see that first, and it turned my mind. I just loved it. And
is that the one you see at the Odeon, Holloway Road?
Yeah, I think it was actually. And then when Beach Street come out, that just you know.
Well, I mean, Beach Street is just brilliant because I mean that whole scene in Beach Street where they're queuing up to get into the Roxy.
Yeah.
And when they're actually in there, and then there's like a dance off, isn't there, between
that bit of music when it kicks in,
the breakers, and then you've got like Africa Bambaataa or Soul Sonic Force on the stage, and the whole scene is just great, you know.
If only I could have been in the 80s in America, I would have loved it. You know?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, we was in the 80s. We was aware of all this stuff, weren't we? But it wasn't that easy to just like go to New York, and it was a dangerous place as well. It wasn't like it's been cleaned up now.
No, well, it was only when I met you understood hip hop.
Yeah,
and like most people, I'd say, "What electro?" And I, well, why are you listening to that? I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
I was all into like Boy George and all that at the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I was into that.
A lot of people didn't sort of connect to it, did they?
No, they
but,
didn't.
I mean, you had some of the electro albums, didn't you? The Street Sounds electro.
Yeah, I had all of them. Yeah,
and I had a couple as well. So yeah, it was, you know, it was all good stuff. Right, hang on, we've got
Breakdance, eh?
Yeah, excellent stuff, isn't it? Right, this is one I haven't watched yet, but I had to get it because it's called CodenameVengance.
This is a sort of one my dad would have pulled off the shelf without even looking at the back.
There's only one specialist who can pull this off, Monroe Beeler. The only problem is, he's doing life in a Cattell prison. You?
Yeah, CodenameVengance, and it's Robert Ginty, the actor that was in The Exterminator.
It's like Russell Crowe a bit.
Does, doesn't he? Yeah. And Shannon Tweed, who I don't know whether you know or not, but she's an actual Playboy model. Shannon Tweed. She was a Playboy model who I don't know whether she was actually with him for a bit or actually married to old Hugh Hefner.
So what happened? Why did you get this particular film?
Well, I saw it straight away and I liked the cover.
But why did you get the film?
Well, I think I got it because I see Shannon Tweed.
There you go.
You know? I mean,
there you go.
On, admit it. It just,
sums it up, doesn't it?
But when I saw Robert Ginty, I thought, oh yeah, he's good. He was in The Exterminator. And I thought, well, that's bound to be sort of like along the same lines as the same as that.
It's hardly any story. Look, the wife and daughter of the president of an African state are kidnapped by terrorists. The ambassador tries to liberate them, but there's only one man up for the job, and he's in prison.
Oh.
So I don't know how they're going to get around it.
I don't know what's going to happen then. Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched this yet, but I mean, obviously...
she don't even know if she gets her lilies out.
No, I don't know yet. I'm assuming she will because, you know, it's what she's kind of known for, really.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But,
CodenameVengance, look at that.
Shannon Tweed.
Sort of thing that you should come on a Saturday afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
well, when I saw it, the first thing I thought of was The Executioner Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
I thought looks like it could be similar.
Yeah.
And if it's made in it might have been made in the... Because I think she was a playmate around about the late 80s, 85, 86. So normally what happens is when they're in that situation, they the next step is to be in films, isn't it? To be in a couple of movies and that. So that could be late 80s. I don't know.
We're not offended by it, are we?
No, not at all. I mean, we're quite happy to see it. Quite happy to see it. Right, and then we've got this one now. We've pulled out the hat. This is the classic lemon popsicle.
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody for my own. I'm so lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. Wish I had someone to call on the phone. I'm a soldier, a lonely soldier, away from home, through no wish of my own. That's why I'm lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. I wish that I could go back home.
And this is the actual, I think it was Serbia.
Yeah.
Was the original place it was made, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's lemon popsicle, but it's all in, I managed to get this off eBay. It's a really rare one.
You just pick the language that you want to watch it in.
Yeah, you just pick the language you want to watch it in, and apparently that's how it was originally laid out.
Well, it was. I mean, I never knew this. We said this before, didn't we? I never knew when I saw it, the pictures, that I just thought it was an American film like Porky's. I didn't know that it was actually made in, was it Israel or?
Yeah, Israel. Yeah, I'm sure it was.
So it actually was an Israeli film. I never knew that. I mean, when I saw it, the pictures, it was that. On a double bill with hot bubble gum.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite raw.
Yeah.
It's a real
full
frontal nudity in it, like the women.
Yeah.
Well, the odd bit of the blokes, but that is
yeah,
quite close to the bone. But for the soundtrack alone, that film's worth watching.
The music is great in all it. I mean, that's what I like about American Graffiti. I very rarely watch it, but I just like the music in it. It's all the way through. Just constant soundtrack of like 50s tracks, isn't it?
And the other one is Last Picture Show with Sybil Shepherd.
Yeah,
that was a great film.
That's a good film as well.
Yeah,
I like the Last Picture Show.
But Lemon Popsicle, one of my favourites. Love that film.
Yeah.
A lot of people have never heard of it, but then others go, "Oh, I remember that."
Yeah.
It's.
You often see the soundtrack around. You see the soundtrack to that and a film called Going Steady.
That's right.
And they're all the same tracks and that, but I mean, as is always the case, if I went looking for the soundtrack tomorrow, I wouldn't be able to get it.
Nah.
If I wasn't looking for it, it'd be everywhere,
Well, the funny thing is, most full films you can find on YouTube now, I don't know how they get away with it, but they do. You can't find that anywhere.
No.
You can't even buy that on. You can buy it on Amazon, but it's like through various sellers.
Yeah.
You can't get it.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
bet you
really
probably
expensive.
couldn't even get the VHS video of that.
No, you
anymore,
can't. Don't exist. So really rare that. I'm really pleased with that. And Gary's going to take that home and have a watch.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that because it's ages since I see it. Like I said, I saw it when it came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
At the Odeon in Romford, with that and Hot Bubble Gum. And they used to be. There was another film that I saw there once called Flesh Gordon.
That's right, I remember that.
It wasn't Flash Gordon, it was Flesh Gordon.
Because there was a hardcore version of that as well.
Yeah. I mean, this was a bit soft-core, this one. I mean, it was a bit silly, really, because Dale Arden was called Dale Hardon.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And the Emperor, the guy that was his right-hand man was, I forget his name, Dr. Zarov or something.
What was his name? Emperor Minge.
Flexi Jerkoff.
Yeah, fuck, was it? Flexi Jerkoff.
But yeah, it was funny. Right, and the last thing I've got tonight, this is a record, which could create some amusement.
Ah.
It's it all happens on Saturday.
Hey?
And it's just for the haircuts alone, it could be interesting.
Again, he's knocked it out of the park. Look at that. It all happens on Saturday.
It all happens on Saturday.
The Harry Stoneham 5. What's that then?
Yeah, well, he was a like a musician,
right?
And I think he'd done the Parkinson theme. So
Right.
we might be able to find the Parkinson theme. Like,
Let's hope so. Eh?
I can't remember actually how it goes now. It's one of the things that you'd hear it, you think, oh yeah, I remember it. But I got this a while back, and I just got it for the cover, really.
I mean, there's no excuse for that hair.
I know, it's horrendous, isn't it?
Have a look at that.
And apparently he came from East Ham, this guy, Harry Stoneham, come from East Ham. And he started out in like jazz bands and all that. But you see a lot of records about Harry Stoneham records, and they've always got good covers with like a Stephanie Beacham on a motorbike or something, and like, you know, things like that. You know,
that's incredible.
Like Hell's Angels and that. The covers obviously look better than the actual music, but yeah, it just made me laugh the way they're on there like
Parky.
Look at Parky. Look at him. Look, yeah. I mean, we see him now, don't we, on TV in the afternoon advertising funeral plans and stuff like that.
Not good, is it really? When you think about it.
But no, I had that once before, and I sold it. And then a mate of mine said to me, mate of mine, Richard, he said, no, next time you get it, he said, you want to keep that, because there's a couple of tracks in it that have got good drum breaks on it, apparently.
Oh, okay.
But there is the actual Parkinson theme. But I mean, the more you look at it, the more it's horrendous. So that hair.
It's like bird shit all over it, to be honest, but the way it's cut.
I know. It's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, like Dave Hill.
Yeah, I mean, Parkinson's hair don't look too bad. It just looks long, but that's outrageous, isn't it? So that's
unreal.
It. Yeah.
So a real fat selection tonight.
I know, yeah. Like I said, a little another sort of like mixed bag, really.
I think the highlight for me, obviously, is Breakdance.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's why I threw it in, because I knew that we was talking about it the other day, and you sent me that link about the Bronx and that, and I thought, yeah, I have to dig that out, because like I said, I've only got that and Wild Style. I haven't got the others. So I'll have to try and find them.
I never know what I'm going to get.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I gave Gary a good book once, didn't I? Was it Subway Art?
Yeah.
Really good book.
That's a great book. That is. I'll have to bring that next time. Actually,
yeah.
It's got some. In the middle of it, it opens right out. You know, like the middle pages open right out.
That's right. Yeah.
And there's some great pictures in there, and it's got the that girl. I forget her name now. She called herself Lady Blue or something like that. She was in Wild Style.
Yeah.
And there's pictures of her in there, and the other guy, Futura 2000, Fab Five Freddy, all them people. Yeah.
Well, there's I think it's either on Netflix or Sky, the Roxanne story.
Yeah.
Like the real Roxanne.
Yeah, real Roxanne.
Really good it is. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, the
good.
music.
Yeah, it's all good stuff, you know. But I mean, I don't think it's a thing that'll ever really be. I mean, even though it's still popular, people like looking back on it, but don't suppose it'll ever be resurrected now, because it's just moved on too far, isn't it? Really, that kind of stuff, you know.
And then people are into this heavy bass, and I don't mind bass, but you know, when you hear someone playing in a car, it sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's too much, isn't it? You know, I mean, I liked, like I said, always like that kind of electro sound, like you know, like was it Al Nafish, The Soul?
Yeah.
And just
listening to Curtis Blow the other night.
Yeah, Curtis Blow.
What a tune that is.
All that sort of stuff, you know. And the one I'm trying to think of was called Jam On It by Nucleus.
That's right.
And it had that like all the way through it, you know.
Oh, I love that.
Brilliant, you know.
I remember a tune years ago called Rockberry Jam.
Yeah,
what was that?
Yeah, I don't know. I remember it though. What you just said, Rockberry Jam or something.
Yeah. And my mum used to say, turn that off.
Yeah.
Used to say it one after the other, it did.
Yeah, kept repeating it.
Rockberry, for ages. Then I used to top it off with a French Kiss.
Yeah, Little Louie,
Yeah, what tune that was.
Brilliant stuff, yeah. All good stuff that was.
But we're going to draw it to a close here.
Yeah. So I hope that we've enlightened you with a few more of our surprises.
Yeah.
And
as I say, we're sitting in the cold streets of the Bronx at the moment.
Yeah, I know.
As you can see behind.
It's a bit chilly, like
Yeah.
Snow's coming down, whatever. If it is snowing, I don't know if it's still snowing.
It might well be. Might stop by now, But yeah. So again, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the views. Don't give a toss really about subs. If you want to sub, great. I think it's just the enjoyment of doing it.
That's it. Yeah, it's just a good thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good. It's just good, sort of like an hour before I come round, just looking at stuff and just picking stuff out random. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
And I mean, some things I buy during the week or something I keep aside. But normally I like to just get in there and. Even now I'm thinking about what I'm going to bring next time. You know what I mean?
Well, we're trying to sort out an outfit for the 50th episode as well.
Yeah.
We're sort something out.
Try and do something.
A bit of a laugh.
Something different. Eh?
Yeah. But once again, thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if you want to, and don't forget the Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram as well. We're on there as well. And see you in a week's time or so.
Yep. All good.